Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Yvonne from GingerChickRehab. I'm so glad to have you back today, and if you're new here and visiting my channel for the first time, welcome. I do lots of DIYs, trash to treasure, furniture flips with my husband Chris, and thrifting adventures to fit into the farmhouse decor. In today's video, I am bringing you some of my thrift flips. So this is a process of what I do when I go out thrifting, what I do to the items to get them ready to resell. Now I resell just locally right in my own little town. I have a booth in a local antique mall on the craft side. So unfortunately I do not do any shipping yet. So I'm just going to share with you the process. If this is something that you're interested in, if this is something you want to do for yourself, or you're interested in being a reseller, just like where I started selling off marketplace, I just like to share my ideas. So here are some of the items that are getting ready to be made over. So I like to kind of separate these ones out because they're all metal and they're all going to be getting spray painted. I love these little hens that you put eggs in. I just can't pass them up. I think they are super sweet. I'm not sure if I have ever ran across a candlestick that had such a big top. I don't know if it was for a 3-wick candle or not, but I was not going to pass them up. I thought they were unique. Along with this box, I was very surprised when I thrifted this that this was metal also, and then I knew that I could just clean that up with giving it a nice coat of paint. I was super excited to run across this 3-tier tray here but I know that it's probably meant for fruit, but you know what? We are DIYers, so we will fix it so you can use it for decor. And this sleigh was given to me by a friend with a group of stuff, so I thought, oh my gosh, we are in the holiday time now. I need to get that sleigh done. Candlesticks are something that sell well for me, so these, I thought, when I thrifted these candlesticks, I thought they were very unique, especially since they were a pair. Then I know that I showed this watering can in one of my thrift hauls, but as I said, I like to get them done while I have them. I don't want to set them off to the side when it is that season because sometimes you just plain and simply don't get them done. Though I can see the uniqueness in this candelabra, I'm sure as you see as it is in the gold bronze that you can barely see it. That's why it desperately needs a makeover. And then anytime I run across a threesome of candlesticks, I am very excited, especially, since these all match. I know that they're already black, but I will still be cleaning them up. Like I said, I'm redoing metal pieces, and this little rocking horse is that. He is metal, so I'm super excited to give him a new look also. Though I love galvanized, I loved aged galvanized, so these two pieces also will be getting a different look. And I know that I showed this a bad boy in one of my hauls also, and I know somebody said that maybe it was I'm not going to say it right, Hanukkah, but I believe that has 7 on it and not 5, but I was super excited to give this a fresh coat of paint. Though this little deer is cute in his color, it just doesn't go in my booth, and that's not the kind of flipper I am, so he will be getting a new coat of paint also. And then once I give the new life to this cute little 3-wired stars, it'll just be a nice accent piece, along with this very goldy bronze candlestick, though it is almost like a paper mache. And then I have one sign in the grouping that will be getting a makeover, and this is a metal sign. So I like to clean my metal objects just using Dawn dish soap and hot water. That just helps get the tags off of them. It heats up that metal and that sticky releases. That's why I choose to use Dawn. Here's that not so glamorous of prepping the items by removing tags and getting them washed off. Especially on these candlesticks, you want to make sure that you get any of that wax off. Sometimes it's just a fingernail, or sometimes I do take a blow dryer and heat it up and then wipe it off that way. And then on these candlesticks, I will be cutting off flush that little tine that's on the top of this. That way you can set any kind of objects on this that you want. I forgot to show this set of candlesticks in the beginning, and as you see all the wax on the top of that, that is what I'm talking about. If you just take a hot blow dryer and heat that wax up and then just wipe it with your wet rag, it'll be nice and smooth and the paint will adhere properly. So for this 3-tier tray, I can take it apart. It just has a screw at the top and then a screw at the bottom, and all 3 of the pieces screw together. Now remember that this is a thrifted sign. Nobody wanted it anymore. Live, Laugh, Love has done its times, though, you know, it's a nice saying. So what I'm doing here is I am sanding all of that wording off. Remember, the wording, it may feel smooth, it may feel even, but once you go to paint that and then you go to distress it, you'll be surprised that that is just raised just enough that you'll be able to see that whole wording. So I sand it right down to the metal if I can get it there. So for that 3-tier tray, Chris is being so kind and he is cutting me out some round little pieces of some wood. This is just a thin wood because that's not a very thick wire. So that is what he's doing here, is he's just making these little round circles so you can, yes, it was probably made for fruit, but now you can use it for a little bit of decor. Now after getting all my pieces cleaned and detagged, it's on into painting them. And my go-to for metal is Rust-Oleum's Paint and Primer 1, and I like the flat black. So if I would have a suggestion of, if you are using a spray paint like this to paint metals, don't try to completely cover it in the first coat. You don't want it to pool up and you don't want it to run. So just give it a nice thin coats. Thin coats are better, they dry faster, and then you don't have to worry about any drips. And then I like to turn my pieces upside down if I can. That gets the most coverage the first time. Or if I can't turn them upside down, turn them on the sides. So then when I'm doing them upright, that I can finish off with what needs to be finished off without marring up the top of them. So after getting my pieces all painted black on all their sides, I like to protect that black and to seal that black in using the Polycrylic. This is just a nice way to make sure that that paint is going to stay on these metal objects. So some of these pieces will be getting painted white, though this Rust-Oleum Paint and Primer in flat white will just be like an in-between base color. It won't be their final color. I just feel as if the spray paint adheres to metal for longevity much better. So you can see on this sign where I did not get all that paint all the way down to the metal, though it was smooth, it bled through this red color. So to seal that red color in, so I can have that the white be the white that I want, I'm just going to be using a couple coats of the shellac. The shellac will stop this bleed through from happening. And the nice thing about it, it really only takes like 5 minutes for this to completely dry before you can move on to the next coat. Though I love the Rust-Oleum Paint and Primer for the way that it adheres to metal, I don't necessarily like the blue in color, but I like the price of it. That's why I do not buy a fancier color. So all I do is just brush a couple coats of my Kills Paint and Primer that I know I absolutely love this white. And it's the same. I just like to keep minimal products. So this is just the way that I choose to do it for me. Then here's a peek at the items that I have chosen that I want to be white. So for this metal sign, since I had used that Polycrylic to seal that black in, I need a little bit stronger of sandpaper. So this is a 120 sandpaper, and what I'm doing is I am just kind of lightly putting pressure on the sandpaper and letting the sandpaper do what the sandpaper does, and then hit those details of the signage so I have a nice distressed piece. That is what I'm looking for. So to pop the details out on this candlesticks, this candelabra, I am just taking that 120 sandpaper. Remember, I had sprayed that Polycrylic in the middle of this, so I needed a little bit stronger of sandpaper. So all I'm doing is just hitting any kind of edges on there just to give it that nice distressed look so you can see some of these details. And then when I started to sand on this, I realized that the bottom was loose, so this is a good reason to get your hands on these products. So I needed to take this apart and re-glue it. So I am using Starbond CA glue. This is a nice glue to be able to use while you're in the middle of doing a project and you realize that it needs to be glued, because it has a dryer that you can dry it immediately and continue working on with your project. So then getting all of my white pieces distressed, and I decided not to distress the sleigh because I do not think Santa's sleigh should be aged and abused. It should be nice cleaned white. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking some Varathane finishing wax and I am just protecting that paint with a nice coat of wax. This is a rub on and then rub off. One of my best sellers for signs, especially metal signs, is Farmhouse. So I just actually spied this Farmhouse that was a Valentine stencil, but that was okay. I could take it apart and just use the Farmhouse of it. So I thank you so much for watching today's video. And what did you think? Is this something that you are interested in doing? Do I have you looking at thrifted items when you're out thrifting or garage sailings? We're pretty much done with garage sales here in Michigan, but you know, I know a lot of other areas still probably have them going on. So I just, like I said earlier in the video, I just like to share with you, just to give you what my ideas was going through my head of just giving items new life. So I thank you again for watching today's video, and if you're part of my YouTube family, thank you so much. And if you're new to my channel and like to become part of my YouTube family, just consider hitting that subscription button. And like always, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I have uploaded a new video. And don't forget to give me a quick comment on what one was your favorite and a thumbs up so YouTube knows you like my kind of content. Thanks for watching.